I have seen only maybe a few body horror flicks over the years, but nothing real strange and gross out like this one. And that's the award winning and now Academy Award nominated The Substance, which came out last year in theaters and on movie, which is where it still is and is now on physical media. But is this recent horror flick as good as the critics say? Or is this a complete out of body experience gone completely wrong? Find out in this spoiler free review right now. Big T's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Dual, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a spoiler free review of the 2024 body horror flick The Substance, released by Moby, along with Working Title and Blacksmith, and was released in France by Metropolitan Film Export. Directed by Qualley Ferja. Ferja. Excuse me. Starring Demi Moore along with Margaret Qualley and Dennis Quaid. The film focuses on a fading celebrity who, after being fired by her producer due to her age, uses a black market drug that creates a younger version of herself with unexpected side effects. The film made its premiere at the Cannes Film Festival last May and was released in the UK and the US last September. In other words, of 2024. It was recently released in France a few months ago, back in November 2024. This film was noted for satirical elements and grotesque, hyper-realistic imagery. This was Farjad's second feature film after 2017's rape and revenge action thriller Revenge, which I have seen before. And let me tell you, was a pretty good film. I haven't reviewed that, but I need to, though. Anyway, Farja also wrote the script for the film, where it was motivated by societal pressures on women's bodies and aging. And, well, she wrote the screenplay over 2 years, assembling a team to co produce the film between France, the UK, and the US. Anyway, at the Cannes Film Festival, Farja won Best Screenplay. Ever since its release, it's received numerous accolades, where Demi Moore actually won Best Actress at the Golden Globe Awards, the Critics' Choice Awards, and the Screen Actors Guild Awards. She's currently nominated for an Academy Award for that. This film's also nominated for Best Picture as well, but who knows how that's gonna go. Anyway, on her 50th birthday, Elizabeth Sparkle, a once celebrated but now faded award winning Hollywood film star, is abruptly dismissed from her long running aerobics show by Harvey, the program's producer, due to her age. A distraught Elizabeth crashes her car while distracted by a billboard of herself being taken down. At the hospital, a young nurse covertly gives her a flash drive advertising the substance, a black market drug that promises a younger, more beautiful, more perfect version of oneself. Elizabeth, intrigued and desperate, orders it and injects a single use activator serum. She convulses as her body generates a different, younger version of itself, and the body of a woman in her 20s emerges from a slit in her back, and the two bodies must switch consciousness every 7 days without exception, with the inactive body remaining unconscious and fed intravenously with a weekly food supply. Daily injections of stabilizer fluid extracted from the original body are required to prevent the new body from deteriorating. And soon, the new body, who names herself Sue, becomes an overnight sensation after auditioning to be Elizabeth's replacement. Yes, and the offer gets offered a chance by Harvey to host the network's prestigious New Year's Eve show, but it really comes down to some really freaky, gross out if stuff. You know what I'm saying, okay? Now, for my thoughts on the substance, I am going to say this is probably the most wow, total mind blowing, freakiest, and yes, grossed out body horror flick I have ever seen. Now, I have seen many others, but they've been done by David Cronenberg. Well, I bet he'd be proud of this here film, of course, since I've seen some of his work, like The Fly, for example. Anyway, upon this film's release, this film became a big hit for movie, going on to make 77 million worldwide against its 17.5 to 8 million, $18 million budget. It became the highest grossing film for the studio. Anyway, the film has a good score on Rotten Tomatoes with 90%, saying audaciously gross, wickedly clever, and possibly Demi Moore's finest hour. The substance is a gasp-inducing feat from my director, Qualley Farjad. Metacritic has a score of 78, which was good. Cinema Score gave this a grade of a B, and those surveyed by PostTrack gave it an 80% overall score, including an average of 4 out of 5 stars, with 75% saying they would definitely recommend it. Anyway, another good review came from The Guardian, where Peter Bradshaw called it a cheerfully silly and outrageously indulgent piece of gonzo body horror comedy. IndieWire's David Ehrlich called it an epic, audacious body horror masterpiece, an instant classic, the most sickly entertaining theatrical experience of the year. Incredible, huh? BBC was impressed, and well, as Nicholas Barber, who singly out Moore's performance, wrote, ripping into her best big screen role in decades, Demi Moore is fearless in parodying her public image. Definitely, what have you. Um, let's see. Owen Gleiberman of Variety praised Verjav's work. With the flair of a grindhouse Kubrick and a weirdly fun, cathartically grotesque fusion of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and Showgirls. Oh, there's lots of others and what have you. But anyway, yes. Now the fly, the fly and what have you from David Cronenberg was one of the influences, as was John Carpenter's The Thing and David Lynch's Mulholland Drive, as well as Brian Fink from the Coen Brothers, Requiem for a Dream by Darren Aronofsky, and Stanley Kubrick's 2001: Space Odyssey, which I have not reviewed that. I've been intending to review that one. Nevertheless, this film's done very well and what have you. I can't believe it. This has already become another horror flick to ever be nominated for numerous awards. Parasite ended up being the first ever horror flick to win the best picture award, the Academy Awards. I sincerely doubt this will do that because it didn't win that at the Golden Globes and what have you. But even if it does, it's still proved to be wow. Like I said, it was mind blowing. The effects they used and what have you, because well, it made extensive use of prosthetic makeup, primarily practical effects, including suits, puppetry dummies, and insert shots. And approximately 21,000 liters, that's 5,500 US gallons of fake blood to portray Elizabeth's drug induced transformation. The film's score was written by Rafferty, that's of course, real name Benjamin Stefanski, Well, apparently has done several films, but well, I'm not sure if he's done so many films and why. I've been trying to look and why have you. Uh, was actually produced music for ITV's Strangers as well as Amazon's Alex Rider and many others. So that's something. I will say the score is pretty good. For our cast, we have Demi Moore as Elizabeth Sparkle. I mean, Miss Moore eventually makes an amazing comeback after all these years. I mean, I haven't really seen much of, well, I have her previous works because this Charlie's Angel sequel was the last film I ever saw her in that I thought was pretty decent enough. But this one just took the cake. Now, Dennis Quaid, he plays Harvey, and I'm going to say he was pretty good in What Have You. He was pretty funny at some parts. But it was Margaret Qualley playing Sue that really, really was whoa. Once you see her doing the exercise show, well, from which Elizabeth had formerly hosted, you are gonna be blown by the moves she and the other girls, plus a couple of guys do. It's freaking sweet. Affirmative. But you don't have to take my word for it. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, okay. Uh but like I said, this was mind blowing, especially the ending. But this film was pretty long and what have you. I mean, this made another film that was a horror film that was over 2 hours. I mean, first I've seen since either Terrifier 2 or it was either Terrifier 2 or no, never mind. No, it was Terrifier 2 was the first longest horror film I ever saw. This one comes right up there with it. But anyway, the substance. This is one strange film. It's freaky, gross in some part, well, in several parts, but still, whoa, mind blowing. If you're into body horror flicks, maybe like The Fly or John Carpenter's The Thing, I think you'll feel right at home with this film. So I definitely would recommend you check this out. It's on Mubi, so you should have no trouble finding it and what have you. Now, of course, Universal had the distribution rights since um, they are the parent company to Working Title. Anyway, the film recently got released on DVD and Blu-ray this past January, so now you can check it out there. So check it out. This film is pretty good and what have you. You might get freaked out by some parts though, but I think it won't get you sick much. It didn't for me. Certainly not. If the Terrifier films didn't make me sick, this one didn't either. Alright, that about covers it. The substance, not too bad. The story was good. Carly Fershaw's direction was good. The score was good. So was the performances from Demi Moore, Dennis Quaid, and especially Margaret Qualley, who I absolutely loved in her performance. Don't hate me for liking her, loving her more than Demi Moore, but Demi Moore absolutely nailed in her performance as well. Anyway, for my score, I give The Substance 4.5 stars. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give this a 9. Definitely. So what did you think of The Substance? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel. Make it grow, make the views grow. Tell all your friends about my channel. Get them to know me. Maybe they'd like to be a part of my Big D Nation. And share my vids with your friends if you like as well. Join me next time when I bring you a review of the horror classic Ghoulies. So if you like this, check out my spoiler-free reviews of these other recent horror films from last year. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Longlegs. The upper right-hand corner is my review of Smile 2, and the bottom left-hand corner is my review of Maxine. And the bottom right hand corner of the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying see ya.